These JJK versus Naruto matchups have not been close whatsoever, and if you're like me, you might think that I'm picking on JJK, and I'm just seeking out things to say why JJK isn't strong, and I'm not. The JJK fandom just happens to be fairly loud and excited about their series because their series has cool characters, and they get kind of overzealous and they get to the point where they think they can match up against other verses, but they really just can't. Their abilities are cool, but they hold none of the stats they need to be able to fight against people like Naruto, especially Sage Mode Naruto. This is a picture of 15 fingered Yuji, which is just Yuji after he got the rest of the fingers, but I'm not even going to use him. Even if we throw Sukuna into this mix here, it is not close whatsoever. Especially the Sage Mode Naruto has way too much in his kit for anybody to be able to handle. This includes things like the boss summons and the toads that he brought along, which are enough to be able to take down the likes of Sukuna themselves, let alone Naruto. When we're being generous to JJK, you can get up into around Mach 35, Mach 40, maybe a little bit faster with people like Curse Naoya. But there's not really much to go off of after that. A speed meta that likes to be brought up for JJK is Kashimo shooting as electromagnetic radiation at people. But we know that this cannot be real electromagnetic radiation that we see in real life and that has real life light speed attached to it because it doesn't hold the properties that it needs. It needs to be masslessly moved. It cannot be interacting with the environment in any way that would imply vibrational frequencies or just vibration in general, or any kind of mass interaction which would lead to destruction. And we directly see that the ground is fragmented when he shoots this. Now, we also see that it gets vaporized, and we do see heat as well, but we also see something that is completely inconsistent with any sort of radiation that we'd expect at this point when using EM radiation as our buzzword. Specifically, quantum mechanics would tell us that electromagnetic radiation consists of photons, which are uncharged particles that have zero resting mass. So they cannot possibly interact with the environment in a way that would create destruction, because destruction can only happen if you have mass. Something that would not require mass would be heat. If you were just vaporizing something, you do not have to be impacting that thing with your own mass. But he doesn't do that exclusively, which means that it cannot exclusively be light speed. If you do not have those high relativistic speeds, you just simply cannot touch Naruto at that time. Not in any way, shape, or form. You would need to be going back to chapter 1, 2, 3 to be able to take on Naruto with those speeds. Because even in part 1, we have speeds that eclipse this by a large, large margin. Just to be brief, we have Pain in the Naruto fight dodging Rasen Shuriken at a very close range, completing a Mach 4500 plus feat. Same thing goes with Sasuke in his fight against Itachi. He blitzes his own Chidori and has a Mach 4800 feat. That is just those two when they're not trying. And Nagato specifically, when fighting and dodging the Rasen Shuriken, was about to die. So it's really not close when we compare the two. Other videos, I'd be happy to go over the mountains that separate these two and their actual strength as well and abilities, but this one specifically, I just wanted to get some misconceptions out of the way with the JJK and kind of get the basis set for Naruto.